What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. With me is my beautiful wife, Tina.
Hi, guys.
And over here we got Tommy.
Hey guys, we're good. She
good.
cashed
Good.
it. Okay.
I don't got it. I don't got it anymore. I saved it for another rainy day. You know.
To watch my back. Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
real.
we're here today.
I mean, Tommy could take over one day. I could always give him the box.
What? That's nuts. Why would I ever?
If you ask nicely, I'll let you host the Wrestle Kingdom show.
Ooh.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Anyway,
He's
we're here
intrigued.
today to
Very.
recap WWE's first ever all-women's pay-per-view, Evolution.
Yes.
And we'll be previewing the, I guess, slightly controversial crown jewel that'll be happening this Friday.
Just slightly.
Just slightly. First, just want to remind everybody to follow our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast. Also, feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can see more WrestleCast episodes.
Subscribe.
First, what a show. The crowd turned out. I mean, there was so many rumors about how there were so many tickets left over, but the show did sell out. I've seen a lot of pictures online, and it looked like just about every seat was gone.
Yeah, it looked like that.
The setup itself about Evolution, is that this felt like almost like a house show turned into a pay-per-view kind of thing.
Or an NXT takeover.
Or an NXT takeover. There was no like angled ramp. There was no LEDs on the ring, which quite frankly during the Charlotte and Becky Lynch match, thank God, they probably would have killed the ring.
That
the
kind of
LEDs.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you had the old school rails on the outside too.
Which was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I initially, as the show started and we saw this, plus we didn't get a pre-show match that aired to start, which surprised me.
And I think it was also like we were discussing this when the show started. We're like, do you notice all this stuff? And I said, maybe they already sent things to Saudi Arabia. Like maybe they already sent the other stuff already over there because it takes a while.
Well, one thing I did hear was like there was no close venue for Raw and SmackDown. So that's why they had a lot of their stuff was already shipped to where Raw and SmackDown will be taking place.
Yeah, because Raw and SmackDown were in Charlotte and Atlanta.
Yeah, that's one reson that I heard. So I don't know if that's the entire reason, but that I heard that's one reason why they didn't have everything they would usually have for this show. So
plus this was scheduled kind of last minute too.
Yeah, and by comparison, because they usually have all their Raws planned out for the entire year long before they get to these cities. So
Yeah. It was an amazing show, even with that low budget look by WWE standards as far as the ring setup. I feel like that kind of motivated these women to take charge.
Well, and that being said, I can't lie, and this is coming from the Japanese show watching guy of this group. It felt like a Japan show from the setting because a lot of Japanese shows you can't really count New Japan anymore because they're essentially the big time of Japan. Yep. But like a lot of like shows like Stardom and a lot of like Pro Wrestling Noah shows have that kind of low budget feel. Like they'll have like their own little small Titantron on the stage, but everything else is like kind of tight and the lights are low like that. So that's kind of how it felt to me. But given WWE, I thought it could have been better production from that standpoint, but then again, I didn't hate it. So
I feel like the having it like that made it more motivating for the women to be like, okay, there's nothing else to distract everybody else.
Yeah,
just watch us wrestle.
Yeah,
and that's what's important.
And I think they made it that on purpose because they were going to do that anyway. Because like, my God, they all gave it their all. You could tell.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get right into the matches themselves now. I mentioned that there was no pre-show match, at least that aired. We found out later that they did have the WWE UK Women's Championship match where Rhea Ripley defended against Dakota Kai instead of Isla Dawn. I guess part of that is because when they were filming NXT UK, they haven't aired those episodes yet. They've kind of fallen a little bit behind getting those on the network. So that match will come later. But she did defend against Dakota Kai. We all picked Rhea Ripley. We all got it right. We can't really comment on the match because they didn't show it. So,
right.
But we'll take the victory.
We'll take the victory. Interestingly enough, I read back because when the pre-show started an hour before the actual show started, the arena looked very empty.
Yeah, I was like, how did they do that?
They had the stage in the middle of the ramp, and we'll come to find out they actually started taping the pre-show 30 minutes before it went on air, so it was a 30-minute delay. and then they're able to shut the pre-show down, got the stage out of the way, or the desk out of the way, and then they did the women's UK championship, and then fed right into the live feed for Evolution.
Okay.
So, however they got to do it. Hopefully that lost dark match will show up on the network sometime, maybe or a special on NXT UK later on. So
I just really want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after a performance by Lizzie Hale and Nita Strauss, we got into
I love those two, by the way.
Yeah.
I just love Lizzie Hale, period. So that was just great to see her.
So we got into Trish Stratus and Lita defeating Mickie James and, not Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox.
Oh, don't cry, JC.
I just felt bad.
Tear-eyed.
I felt bad for her only because this was kind of her dream. She wanted to wrestle Trish. She was looking forward to this, and just some fluke injury. We thought she was good to go. Thought maybe it was a concussion. She was cleared. I'm hearing reports there was maybe a broken nose, even though
she looked fine.
She looked fine. Maybe there's like a fracture. Maybe there's something in there we just didn't see. But
well, even if it was broken, you still have to give it time to heal. So
love that she at least came out and was there ringside. I love the Alice in Wonderland cosplay that she had teased on Logan's podcast. Alicia Fox appropriately is the Mad Hatter.
Even though you said it was Frozen at first.
I thought it was Frozen at first just from a picture I saw when they were...
She's like, I think she's dressed up as Frozen. And I was like...
No, well...
She came out and I was like, that's...
That was my first thought because I saw a video on the internet of them taking the whole roster picture and I couldn't really tell, but she's a big Disney fan. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you would have been too far off base had she had been then.
Yeah. But the cosplay was great. The match was good. I think if Alexa was still on the card, this might have been later in the show. But it was a great opening match for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Loved the Mickie and Trish standoff at one point in the match.
Oh, that was
the crowd was all into that. So
that's always great.
Flash me right back.
Yeah,
I was like,
that even.
I was like, "What year is this?" Because I'm in. Let's do that.
Even when it happened at the Royal Rumble, same thing.
Yeah,
it was just like, oh yes.
Just
and then Trish, of course, 7.
Yeah.
She's gonna flash it to Mickie, and Mickey's like, oh.
And of course, Trish and Lita won, so Tina and Tommy got that one correct.
Woo-hoo.
I think I did like on this match, they dimmed the lights on the crowd, so the focus was strictly on the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And some people will say there were empty seats in the crowd. Maybe the lights didn't dim as much later in the show. But I feel like that got the focus on the ring. Like, we're focusing on what is going on in the ring, the action in the ring. That's the focal point of this show.
Wrestling.
I thought
Pure wrestling.
I thought the lights were dim pretty much the whole show for that purpose exactly.
Not so much on the Battle Royal, but just because you had to see all
of them
come
that's
in.
true. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Which, by the way, I loved.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do next. That was next, the 20. They announced it as the 20-woman Battle Royal, so unfortunately there were no surprises. We didn't see AJ Lee or Karma or whoever.
Damn it.
Yeah, whoever our surprises were.
I mean... I don't think AJ Lee would show up, but I would think they would have.
It would have been great if her music had hit. She walked out.
I would have loved to at least had a surprise.
Yeah,
like
but
one surprise.
Maybe they couldn't book it, but we gotta. What I did enjoy is that everybody in this battle royal got their own entrance.
Yeah, that was great.
That was really cool.
I was actually surprised by that. Yeah. I was waiting for them to be like, okay, 10 of you walk in.
Yeah, I literally was expecting that because so here's what I told them was I didn't get to watch it live on Sunday, just busy with family and everything. So I watched it watched it today actually, and so I keep forgetting my days mixed up. So when I saw it, I was like, oh great, here we go. There's like one person will get their entrance music and everyone else will get.
Yeah.
And I was watching. I was like, okay. When's everyone else was like, oh, everyone's getting their.
I know.
I was like, oh, hey, sweet.
It was great.
I was so happy. I was happy, and of course, seeing people like Molly Holly walk out, which I've always felt was one of the most underrated people of all time. And then Ivory was came out there too, and I was just like, my heart did cartwheels. I was like, yes, I don't care what happens in this match anymore. Molly Holly and Ivory are back for one more match, and I'm here for this. So
and I love that they started with Naomi. Turning the lights off, doing her thing, and they actually let her whole song play before the other women started coming out.
Full entrance.
Yeah, and then at the end, the Iconics was great too because they come out and they're like, "All right, I'm gonna talk some smack before this match," which we all knew as soon as they started talking. They're like, "Okay, they're gonna be thrown out first," which I thought was funny.
But their promo was iconic.
I love, but see, here's one thing. Okay, so here's one of the criticisms I heard about the battle royal. It was like, oh, they're just doing this to get as they're just doing the thing where they can't have enough matches for everyone on the card to do a battle royal. I was like, well, yeah, that's what happens when you have like 80 people in your wrestling company.
They do it at WrestleMania every year.
Yeah,
that's how they're gonna get 50 women.
Yeah, and quite frankly, be honest with you, I don't care. Look, give me a battle royal with these women. They have their own entrances, and it was fun as hell. And the Iconics little thing, you knew they could get thrown out first, but my God, was that funny.
You can't have 20 matches. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You got to stand off two of like the legends and the new
Oh, that was cool.
That was really cool.
And then Renee was like, she was all like, poor Maria, because Maria is technically both.
Yeah.
She is.
She's back from there, and then she's also like come back already. She's brand new again.
They're like, Maria, pick a side. I can't.
Yeah.
I need a job.
It was just funny because Renee's like, poor Maria.
Yeah.
It's like Maria has nowhere to go.
Like, look, the Bellas are in the main event. This is the best I can do. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Nia Jax did win. She last eliminated Ember Moon. Even these two were the final two, and I was like, I don't remember Zelina Vega getting out, and I thought she was gonna sneak in and steal it.
Yeah, that was
and
funny.
I would have been right. But
That was to be honest with us, like even us, we played Ember Moon, and she was in there too, and we were just like, oh great. I guess I don't say that Nia winning is a bad thing because it isn't. Mm-hmm. I just didn't expect them to have her win it.
I didn't either.
I just kind of assumed, not to be kind of funny, if you're going by off the guys kind of battle royals, the guys that always win are not the big guys. They always get rid of the big guys first. So I was surprised they didn't get rid of Nia and Tamina like right off the bat.
Well, Cesaro won the first Andre the Giant. Big Show won the second one. So some of these like straight battle royals you get.
Yeah, but they were pre-show.
But then again, the biggest pops were for Ember Moon and Carmella, who had a great dance break with Ivory in the middle of the match as well.
Carmella is money, and I don't care how many people hate her for whatever reason. I can't get mad at Carmella anymore because my God, she makes whatever gimmick they give her work. And this dance break thing should be the stupidest thing, but I can't even lie and say that I don't look forward to it whenever she's out there. Just for whatever reason, I just hear her yell dance break, and for a good 30 seconds she's dancing. Okay,
and even Zelina Vega, like she threw over Nia and Ember Moon, and then she turned around and she's just like yeah. And you're just like, it's so funny because she's so into it. And then she turns around and she's just like, oh.
Her face was so animated. She's going to be, when she gets going, she's going to be a pretty big star,
there's a reason she played AJ Lee in that movie about Paige's family. I forget.
Be coming out.
Fighting with my family.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that.
I can't wait to. That's going to be good.
We did have a listener comment from James Lee. He said, Nia Jax didn't need the win. Ember Moon should have won because Nia always needs to be a heel.
Yeah.
I believe Ember can make Rousey look outstanding in the ring with just overall persona and athleticism. And he has a side note: the Iconics will never be late, cool, or the beautiful people. Probably not, but I think they will have their own shtick.
Yeah,
and it's going to get over.
Shtick.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're going for to be in the first place, because there are some differences between the two of them. And
I know a lot of people compare them though.
Yeah,
like, especially like the beautiful people. They're like, you stop being the beautiful people. And we're like, well, they're not technically.
Well, in pro wrestling, a lot of acts are going to repeat. Technically, everyone compares Bullet Club to NWO, and NWO was even an offshoot of something else way back in the day.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
It's just a continuing cycle.
As far as saying Ember should have won, Ember's going to get there. I think we can all see that. She's still, less than a year in the main roster.
I refuse to believe that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, just give it time.
I feel
Let the
it makes
build-up happen.
I think it makes sense though in a way, because if you do want Rousey to keep it and you want somebody to eventually take it away from her, you want to have her wrestle people that are visually, or you can see, are going to dominate.
Yeah.
And her wrestling. No offense, Alexa Bliss, who's this tiny little girl. Yeah, she's a good wrestler and she can talk, but it's not believable for her to beat Rousey. It's not believable for Nikki to beat Ronda Rousey. Nia, it's believable.
Yeah,
it's believable that she could beat her. So I guess that's why. I mean, Ember Moon too. Like I believe that she could beat her too. I just think you still need to build her up to be this champion person, because she still needs a little work on her promos
and let her get more comfortable too.
Yeah.
From there we got into the Mae Young Classic final. Toni Storm defeating Io Shirai. Tina and I got that correct. Toni Storm coming from the semifinals in last year's Mae Young Classic to winning the whole thing this year.
That was a great match.
I don't mind being wrong on this one.
Yeah.
I picked Io Shirai, and I don't mind being wrong on this. Because it was a great match.
Up to this point, this was the show stealer.
Yes.
And,
absolutely.
Yes.
They left it all out there.
They were ready to kill each other to win this match.
James Lee had another comment. Tony Storm versus Io Shirai was outstanding. Cannot wait to see Io Shirai and Nikki Cross go at NXT.
That would be great. I want to see that.
I want to see Nikki Cross wrestle anyone ever that's ever wrestled ever, because Nikki Cross is one of the most entertaining things going in WWE.
I want her to wrestle Tommaso Ciampa just for the
I want her to wrestle Tommaso Ciampa because I think Nikki Cross deserves an NXT
No, I want her to
shot.
wrestle. What's her name? Chelsea Green.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Who is already doing the hot mess persona.
To do her hot mess persona
Yeah.
versus Nikki Cross. Imagine that craziness in a wrestling ring.
Oh boy.
I think they go from wrestling to each other to becoming like best friends midway through the match.
That would be great.
So, are you crazy? I'm crazy. Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Want to go wrestle backstage? Yep. And just leave the match.
Just keep beating each other up. No, we're still tag partners, and they just keep beating each other up.
And that's how they tag. They punch each other in the face.
Yeah.
Why are we not booking WWE? I feel like we just created the best tag team of all time.
We'll have to go buy the video game and do it ourselves.
Okay, I'm in for that.
That'll work. That'll work.
This match, congrats to both Tony Storm and Io Shirai on a big stage like this,
great.
a big pay-per-view.
Yeah, they definitely deserved it.
Definitely deserved it. So
that was
good
one
luck
of
in
the best
NXT
ones.
with both of you.
For sure.
Next match was, basically it was Boss Hugs and Cats versus the Riot Squad.
That's what JC named him.
Yeah, that's what I named it.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, they defeated the Riot Squad. I called this match the Liv Morgan show. I'm the only one that picked that Sasha, Bailey, and Natalya win, so I got that right.
That's fair.
But Liv Morgan impressed me.
Yeah.
The whole way through, she was involved with pretty much most of the match. I think she had the most ring time of anybody.
Yeah.
I think so.
And she showcased everything she could do. So up to this point, we really hadn't seen that from her on this stage.
Which is great.
Of course, she did take the pin from Sasha Banks as well, but she's been getting nothing but praise on Twitter and online ever since this show happened. So I love the part where I forget who it was that was lying on the ground. Then she just like stops, jumps down, and just starts kicking her. Lays down.
I think that was Natty.
Yeah.
It was Natty, yeah.
I think it was Natty. It was like the beginning of the match too. Like she did something and then she rolled over and she just like was like this to her.
Yeah.
It made me laugh.
She's
pretty awesome.
She's another person who's got this perfect level of crazy working right now.
And she was
it's fun to watch.
their cosplay was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was Pennywise and
that's right.
Ruby was Saw.
Yeah, she was Jigsaw.
And Sarah was Texas Chainsaw
there
Massacre.
you go. She was
which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
from Texas, of course, you know.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
We always appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Red Squad to win it, but again, this was another match I wasn't really mad about.
No.
Like being wrong about, because I liked a lot of the spots we got in this match, like the double sharpshooter that Natalya used. That was fun as hell. The fact that we got a heart attack at the beginning, and then we had a Macho Man elbow drop, and then an Eddie Guerrero frog splash
at the end.
I will never boo an Eddie Guerrero anything. So I don't care who's doing it. So the fact that Sasha did Eddie Guerrero frog splash, I was like, yeah, okay, they lost. I was wrong with this pick, but someone paid tribute to Eddie Guerrero, and that's what I'm here for. So
Yes.
Excuse me. From there, we got the NXT Women's Championship for the fourth time. We had Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane.
So now it's 2-2?
2-2, and Shayna defeated Kairi, but she didn't do it alone.
That's the only thing that did make me mad.
in case you guys didn't hear me, what I said was that's the only thing about this that didn't make me mad, because when I read the results, I was like, what the?
Yeah, so, of course, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it. But then again...
Yeah, go back and watch it.
At one point, Kairi threw Shayna into the crowd and right into, appropriately, Jessamine Duke and Marina Schaefer. Half of the four horsewomen of MMA, even though they're all in WWE now. Yeah. And they came to Shayna's aid during the match and provided enough of a distraction for Kairi Sane to get choked out, didn't tap out, passed out, which I did appreciate, because
that was I think that did make it better, because you said this is their fourth one, they're 2-2 now.
Yeah,
2-2.
So that goes for the claim of technically I didn't tap out.
Well, that goes for the next pay-per-view being War Games.
Makes you wonder what they're going to set up for War Games.
Yeah,
for sure.
What if it's just the two of them in the double ring cage? That'd be great.
I'd be fine with that, because they're both crazy enough to do something with that. So
you got to do something to make sure that.
Or do they add Bianca Belair and someone else, or Nikki Cross? to the mix.
Only because the cage would remind Nikki Cross of an asylum, and she would be like, "Why am I not in that?" And I wish to be inside.
Yeah,
the
there, of
asylum.
course. And then Bianca Belair has been asking for a championship match.
I think she's gonna get her soon. I don't know. If
She'll
it'll be-
probably get it, I think, in January when they have TakeOver in Phoenix before the Rumble. I think that's
so.
when she's going to get her shot. So
Yeah.
unless they do on NXT before that. Obviously, none of us got this right, but James Lee commented, sloppy spots and the interference angle to assist with the win for Baszler ruined the match for me. They had a better match to TakeOver.
That's true.
I agree. They had a
I
better match
agree.
to TakeOver. It might have ruined the angle, but it's telling the story. It's setting up
Yeah.
something big.
I feel like
yeah,
it was something that we didn't expect though.
no.
Yeah.
Like we were expecting them to have a really good match. We were expecting all this stuff. We were expecting Kyrie to keep it.
Yes.
True.
That's
And
the main thing we were
the
expecting.
only way she loses it is with
Help.
basically 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes it feel like they're going to set up some kind of stipulation for War Games.
Or, and I just thought of this, unless they set up like having Karai, Io, and maybe even Asuka show up in NXT to take all three of them on.
Oh, that would be great. Well, yeah, Asuka did take a picture of her and
Yeah,
Io
that's
and
literally why
Kyrie.
just jumped into my head. It's like, wait a minute, she took a picture of both of them. Kind of
They're all good friends.
forming a new version of Triple Tails, which was in Japan. I know way too much about Japanese pro wrestling to have never been to Japan in my
That's why I
life.
have you on the show.
Yeah,
you.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
It's the only reason.
You are a Japanese expert.
Yep.
And I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened in my life.
You
Like,
watch everything.
I
Thank
guess
God
so.
the internet.
Come on, you're an expert on everything. Come on.
Yeah.
That's true.
We can talk about ROH. We can talk about Impact. We can talk about.
Yeah.
One
Japanese.
last thing on this match. Anybody else cringe whenever Shayna starts doing all this crap with Kyrie's fingers and laying?
Oh,
down
man.
on it?
Okay, because only
Disgusting.
only because like
Her
having-
arms and-
Yeah.
like having your hand bent back and you jam your finger or something, it's like the worst pain in your life. And to see someone willing to do that to torture another human being, it's like, kind of sick person are you? But you know.
Yeah.
But that adds to her persona.
Yeah, it does.
It makes her like sadistic in a way.
Oh yeah,
you know?
it makes her a great character of evilness, but it's just so disgusting to look at.
Yes, it is. It's because you don't want to watch it, but you're like,
It's
oh my
like a
God,
car
what's she
crash.
going to do?
It's a car crash. I can't look, but I can't look away.
But props
Yeah.
to Shayna too. She has improved so much since last year's Man Classic.
Yes.
And doesn't this make her the only person who's a two-time NXT Women's
Yes.
Champion?
Yes.
Okay.
She is the first two-time women's
First
champion.
two-time NXT Women's Champion, and Kairi Sane has
Well, I don't know.
had the shortest reign as NXT Women's
I
Champion.
don't know.
No.
Doesn't Bacon have two?
Oh, we're gonna get into that. Yeah, Bacon.
a vacant makes it happen. Vacant.
Vacant.
I think
will
Bacon
go-
was.
Bacon's a legend.
I think
was on the
Bacon
Hall of
was
Fame, I had no idea.
was an NXT Women's Champion also.
I think
Yeah.
Bacon. Well, Vacant makes it happen. Vacant goes wherever he needs to go, and he wins belts.
Running joke, of course.
Put Bacon in the Hall of Fame. Damn it.
Make Vacant look strong.
Yes. From there, we got the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Oh my God!
Oh
Match
my
of the night!
God.
Match of the night! That was
Becky
great.
Lynch
Yo.
defeating Charlotte Flair after
That
powerbombing
should
her
have.
through a
We
table.
talked about this. This should have been main event.
Everybody said that on Twitter.
It
Should have been
should-
main
yeah.
event. And we all picked
Yo.
Becky, all got it right. The majority of the crowd was for Becky.
I
Man.
love the fact that later on, I don't know if anybody saw the tweet. Becky put something about like Ronda Rousey
But we'll get to that. We'll
followed
get to
you.
that.
Oh,
yeah.
so great.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
It was
get
so
to that.
great.
It was great. I
Yeah.
didn't know about
So, yeah, she tried. Yeah.
She tried.
James Lee said, match of the night without a doubt. These two channeled their inner ECW and went at it. Yes, when they were throwing chairs in the ring and the crowd was chanting ECW, that's
yeah.
what it felt like.
It felt like they were channeling.
Candlesticks, tables,
Yeah.
into the crowd.
Yes,
Wow.
but
they were. We want tables.
Yeah.
for me specifically, they were channeling Tommy Dreamer and Raven during their feud.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just use every single
Yeah.
weapon that's possibly legal.
What else is underneath here?
Yeah.
See, and the point where she was like throwing chairs on top of Charlotte by their announcer, I was thinking she was just going to grab Michael Cole and throw his ass on top of there too.
I would have
Like he was really
loved
trying
that.
to keep his ass down.
Which would have been the perfect
That would have been hilarious.
finish.
Yeah, because Michael
But-
doesn't move.
Yes.
I swear, like Michael never moves.
Everything in this match was amazing. The
It
figure
was.
8 with the ladder.
Oh man.
That looked like
Man.
That looked like the most painful. Just like
The fact that the first time they tried to break the table, it didn't break. That looked like it hurt. And then she went back, set it back up, and then did a forward flip onto it. That looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
I was just like, well,
So-
they broke it.
Who cares that it didn't break?
so yeah. So
No, but it
still
wasn't
looked
like
like it
it
hurt.
wasn't bad. It just
Yeah.
looked like it
So-
it hurt.
So to look behind the curtain a bit, what makes you? How much do you want to bet that they whispered to each other? It didn't break, and Becky said, "Do something else," and just said, "Put me back on the table." And it's like, all right, fine, bitch. I'll just.
Yeah.
Fine, dude.
And she practically swan-toned herself. It's like you're breaking this. The table was the third person in the match. It's like, oh, you don't want to break, bitch.
I wonder how many women in the back were just like, like cringing because they're like, I'm so glad I'm not in this match.
I wonder if Ronda and Nikki said we have to follow that.
I'm pretty sure they were after they saw that match. They were like, crap.
Crap.
Oh well.
They both looked at Triple H. Why are we last? Why was this happening?
Well,
I'm sure Triple H was in the back saying
He's like, hey.
He was probably telling Vince like, I told you this should have been main event.
Triple H was like, hey.
Vince was running the show backstage. Surprisingly,
They should have. I told you they should have been main event. They didn't make Roman look strong though.
We had a poll up on CCG_WrestleCast. 100% of everyone that voted picked this.
I think it was like how many votes?
Night.
Like 16 or 17?
16 or 17. I can't remember, but 100% of the votes said this was the match of the night.
Yes.
So, thanks for voting.
Without a doubt.
Yep. Raw Women's Championship did close the show. We all picked Ronda. We all got that correct. Submission after an arm bar.
Tommy's like, please, dear God.
Okay, and so I will give props where props are due. The one thing that they did to make this match look believable was to do the whole Bella's double team
2-on-1
kind
of. Yeah.
That was the only thing. I was like, the only possible way this match could be remotely believable is if they pull that. And I was like, okay, that made it believable. Thank God.
You know what I loved? And I told JC, I love that they came out and Brie had that flag. Pissed everybody off. I was like, oh my God.
Let's be honest. If you're not Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the flag, you're probably working as a heel.
Yeah, oh my God. It was the best.
And I can't even lie. That was great in the way that I hated every second
Which
of
is
that
perfect.
damn
That's
flag.
what they wanted.
And you're right. It's like, that's exactly what you were going for. But it's like, you're right. When I saw the flag, I was like, F both of these people. I hate them right now.
Like, they have a freaking
flag.
flag.
Why is there a flag that says Bella?
I heard they had a pep rally with a bunch of their fans. Yeah, they had a pep rally. I follow them. I'm telling you, like, I'm not a huge fan of theirs, but they're great people. Mm-hmm. Like, I think they're great people.
I mean,
and
they're fine people.
They're very, very good entrepreneurs. So, you know, like, they're smart entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs.
It's a fun word.
It's just
a fun word.
Anyways, they're really smart, intelligent women. I mean, they look kind of not like they're not sometimes on TV, but they're actually pretty smart women. But I was watching it and I was like, oh my God. And I think at one point I was on my Instagram and I look at JC and I go, they had a pep rally. And he's like, what? They had a freaking pep rally with all their fans, like close fans. I guess they had like a thing where they won.
Yeah.
And a bunch of fans, like they were in a gymnasium. They had the flag. Assuming they just grabbed the flag and took it. But
not gonna lie, the next time Alexa Bliss is in town, she has a pep rally. I'm there.
Oh, big!
Even if I'm the only one.
No way.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be there.
I'll be honest with you. I'd probably go too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go to
her
see
or Mandy Rose. Be awesome.
Well, Mandy Rose does anything I'm in. But anyway, but also
who's the other one?
Fist bump.
Okay.
Yes.
But you know what? If Flip Gordon can have an all-out tailgate party before all the Bellas can have, I can't get mad at that because first of all, they're heels and they're so positive that they're right. So
of course.
It's like anytime Ric Flair had a party when he was a heel, you know.
I think the best part too is like at the beginning, Ronda was kind of like toying with her.
Yeah,
she would flip her, and then she would just like look at her, and she's like, "Get up, get up."
She had her locked up.
Show a little.
When she pushed her a little,
and she goes, "Show a little hope. Show a little hope." I'm like, "Oh, dang, Ronda."
It started from that point. It felt like it was going to be Ronda, Alexa, SummerSlam all over again. Yeah. But yeah,
I will
then
say
they went back and forth.
Again, Ronda continues to impress me. Because like I said, Nikki, meh, but I think if anything, Ronda impressed me with how good she could make Nikki Bella look. Because this is probably one of the best outings I've seen out of Nikki. Ever. Because it just looked like, it looked like there were times when Ronda was legitimately in trouble. Again, points to Ronda.
They did a really good story.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did.
Absolutely.
They did a really good story with this match.
My most cringeworthy moment of that was at the end when she had her on the top rope and flipped her off. And I swore up and down, there's no way that Nikki's shoulder is still in place. That's something.
That was impressive. And honestly, she dragged her arm over and then put the arm bar. If she had gone off the top rope, rolled her straight into the arm bar, and Nikki tapped, that would have been great too.
Yeah, but the fact that she kind of said she looked down at her. This is about to happen, and this is all your fault.
That whole army roll thing that she did it with Triple H at WrestleMania 2.
Yeah.
She came up with that idea for that WrestleMania match, and Triple H said, let's do it. So I'm starting to wonder more and more, these roll-ups, these things that she's doing, how much of it is she actually coming up with?
Well,
she's just got a mind for the business.
I think it's the fact that she's coming from that fighting background, and then she's a lifelong fan of this. I mean, what lifelong fan hasn't had ideas of matches?
True.
And
True.
but then when of course when you get into the business, you can't just make up your own matches right on the spot, no matter what degree you're in. But when you're Ronda Rousey, you've come from a fighting background, legitimately winning and everything. Yeah, you're gonna have your ideas and like especially
Let's try it.
Especially if it's not like if that's gonna look your movie even better. And if the Triple H says, yeah, let's do it, then I think you're okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Exactly.
So after the match, we shoot back, Ronda leaves, and we get onto the stage, and the entire locker room is there on stage.
Yeah.
It was a proud moment. This was
very, very well deserved.
Very well deserved. It was a great show. We got a highlight reel. And then as we go off the air, Ronda and Becky toasting with the championships as well. So.
Which is also a precursor to something that they're going
to Survivor Series.
Series.
Back to what you were mentioning with Becky's tweet. Basically,
cannot wait.
Becky snapshotted a picture that says Ronda Rousey follows you on Twitter. Posted it and said she tried.
And
which I loved. Oh, and then she put one today saying his picture of both of them with their belts, and she put the baddest wrestler or the baddest champ on the planet and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
which I love.
I was
did
like,
see that.
dang.
Keep it going. That match is going to be awesome at Survivor Series.
I'm already sold. Take my money now. I'm good. Yeah. I mean, and look I'm down for that being the main event of Survivor Series. I don't even care what else is on the card.
Exactly.
It very well could be at this point. Yeah. So
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. This, like people were saying, like a lot of women are saying their goal is to, for women to be the main event at WrestleMania. Keep this up, and I'm good with that. I've been fine with that kind of idea for a while now, and if the women keep it up like they're doing, which they can.
If they keep stealing the show, this is going to eventually happen.
Yeah, and
hey, the Women's Rumble main event at Royal Rumble last year. So you never know.
What was the one time that Candice Michelle she said, back in the Divas era, she did some move, and that she said she caught hell in the back because it looked better than the men. But Chris Jericho stood up for her, said, if your move looks better than what the men are doing, the men step their game up.
Exactly.
That's
well, it's kind of like we always jokingly say, the night before, you obviously War Games, for example. War Games, and let's just say this, NXT always goes, balls to the walls.
They do.
And
Absolutely.
They do amazing, and then the next day you're like, all right, top it. It's sometimes, no offense to them, they don't.
Wait. That's why AJ Styles had to go straight to the main roster. If he'd have been at NXT 2, it'd have been so screwed. They're like, no, put him on the main roster.
We got to put him on the main roster because if he's on NXT, we're screwed. Yeah, he's going to take all the
Jericho,
spots.
shout out to Jericho on a successful Jericho cruise.
Yeah. I had 3 friends who were there.
Seen a lot of Twitter reaction. I love seeing
You had 3 friends that went?
Yes.
Lucky.
Take you.
No, that's why they're bastards.
I saw a great picture of Jericho in Young Bucks gear with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The Bucks of Jericho or is it Y2 Jackson?
I just saw that today,
Oh,
and I almost died laughing.
I saw also they were doing, DDP was on there doing a DDP yoga seminar.
He's on there doing a seminar.
And he's on top of like platform, and then you just see literally hundreds of people doing it with him. I was like, that is amazing.
That's really cool.
James Ellsworth also posted a picture. He said the best costume. There was a husband and wife dressed as Carmella and James Ellsworth.
Oh, that's great. So cool. I want to see that.
I hope you can see that. I want to see that.
So back to Evolution. Our results on the picks. Tommy went 4-4, and then Tina and I went 5-3.
What is my all-time record? Because apparently I'm beating you.
I need to count that.
Why, Shirai? Why didn't you win?
That all-time record is probably,
You're probably
when we do a year in review, maybe we'll count all that up. Let's go from there.
You probably won all year.
So now we're going to get into our WrestleCast ratings: 0 to 5, 5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December to December.
I'm trying not to laugh at that anymore, but I still
I keep saying it as long as you keep laughing. So. Tommy, we're going to start with you. What is your rating for this show?
Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be that guy. I'm giving it a 5.
5.
I'm giving it a 5 because
WrestleMania 17.
Because first of all, I'm looking at it from the perspective of this is their very first time doing this pay-per-view. All women, and because with the exception of Michael Cole and the refs, there were no men involved in this whatsoever.
Yeah.
And the women knew they had to go out there and kill it.
And R-Truth in the pre-show.
And R-Truth.
Did you watch the pre-show?
I missed it.
He came out on the pre-show while Carmella was on the desk and said, I'm going to enter that battle royal, win, and challenged Carmella for the women's championship, even though she doesn't have.
And
the
then
belt
Carmella
anymore.
was like, "I'm not even the champion anymore."
He said, "Oh, here's the best part. Paige was on the desk during the pre-show, and he says, I just talked to the general manager Paige backstage, and she was already on the desk. And she said, I got a shot." So I love you, R-Truth.
I love you, R-Truth.
I'm convinced, and no one will change my mind, that R-Truth lives in his own parallel reality.
And I love it.
Every now and
And I
then
love
he
it.
comes back to ours with what happened in his reality. And one day he's going to walk out with the SmackDown Women's Championship, and everyone's going to be like, where did you get that?
What just happened?
With little Jimmy walking up beside him, too.
Yeah, we're actually
Yeah.
going to be able to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so I'm giving this a 5 because, like, it was a great show. They had to kill it, and I'm sorry, you can put Becky and Charlotte that match against any match ever right now. I'm even gonna say the only match to me that beats that out is my few favorite ROH matches, including Joe versus Kobashi. But other than that, if you want to see a blood feud come to its full conclusion, or just to a main head, or is it like to one of its biggest climaxes, this is it. Mm-hmm. And for that, and for the effort they all put in, the fact that I got to see Trish Stratus wrestle again, thank you God, and all that, it's a 5 for me because they needed a home run, and I think that they got that.
All right. Do you want to go next? You want me to
Yeah, I got it. I'm going to go with a 4.9.
4.9.
And the only reason is because I was really looking forward to that Rhea Ripley. Was it Isla Dawn? Isla Dawn. I was really looking forward to that match because I really, really like Rhea Ripley.
She's
and
awesome.
Even Isla Dawn, like when I saw her on the Mae Young Classic, I really liked her, and I really was looking forward to this match. The only other thing for me was probably maybe just because Ember Moon didn't win.
That's
Other than that, everything was great. I think
not to let that personal bias slip
but I
in.
can. It tells you one thing for sure. If you want a great women's match, you need one of the 4 horsemen of wrestling to do it, because it's either Becky versus Charlotte or Bayley versus Sasha. Those are the greatest women matches, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Recently.
The more they talk about it, I need to go rewatch Bayley versus Sasha from Brooklyn Takeover.
Yes, watch both of them. They're amazing.
First
one's better, but
because they mentioned it during the tag match. I was like, I gotta go rewatch that match.
Or even the Iron Man match they had on
where
they main evented a Takeover Full Sail.
As I'm telling you, you want a great women's match.
Yep.
Put one of the 4 horsewomen into the main event. I'm just saying,
or
have all 4 of them at it.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Which I'm hoping is happening at WrestleMania. That's kind of what my hope is.
All 4 of them at it.
All 4 of them at it.
That would be great.
As for my rating, I give it a 4.5.
What?
Here's why.
Alexa Bliss wasn't there.
No, well, that's part of it.
She didn't wrestle.
She didn't wrestle.
It's a good 90%, but here's the thing.
Gail Kim didn't show up.
I would have loved that too.
Oh God! He would have fainted.
Yes, I would have been screaming like a girl all over this house.
My God!
Yes.
Oh my God!
As great as this show was, you want it to get better.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is not the perfect show. Everyone's going to knock on it. Oh, it wasn't promoted. They're just doing this because we did Saudi Arabia, and everyone complained about this and blah blah blah. These girls deserved it.
We got this match.
These girls deserved it. Okay, fine. If that was the reason why, they took this show and ran with it and put together one of the best pay-per-views of the year.
Oh, great.
Hands down.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Yes,
for sure.
better than Greatest Royal Rumble. There, I said it.
Yes, that one's...
So...
Let's not even talk about that. Yeah,
it's just... This show was great, but don't rest on your laurels. It's like, hey, this was a revolution. We've got this far. We got our own pay-per-view. Don't stop there. This, like I think, put in a tweet when I reposted a Wrestle and Flow's song about Evolution, which was amazing.
Oh yeah, Wrestle and Flow,
Wrestle
great.
And Flow. This is just a milestone. It's not the end of the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to get better.
It's got to get better. All these women that are coming up through NXT are trying to get signed. They're hungry. They want a spot. They want to be a part of this. So you can't get complacent with where you are on the roster. You got to strive to get better.
I'm just waiting for Mia Yim to make it to the main NXT roster.
I'm waiting for.
So I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for who they're gonna have in the Royal Rumble match for the women.
Yeah.
I will attribute this too also to the Attitude Era. Everyone thinks of the Attitude Era as the TV-14, the adult thing, and this and that. We were edgy. It wasn't just that. It was because you had Hall of Famers up and down that roster trying to outdo each other. It was so competitive. And the women's roster right now on both shows, it gets that feel.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope they repeat this show every year. They deserve it. Even if it's this time of year where you get some great cosplays, hell, bring this show to San Antonio. I would love to go to that. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't. I wouldn't keep it. No offense to Long Island, but I wouldn't keep it there. I would
move
it every year.
You want this to travel like every other pay-per-view. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that does bring our overall WrestleCast rating to 4.8. Probably our highest rated wrestling pay-per-view of the year thus far. So
yeah.
Mind you, we started. When did we start? What was the first?
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam was the first one we did.
Well,
so
still, there's more to think about too. So we'll get to that. So out of Evolution, we go into Crown Jewel, which is over the last few weeks has had so much controversy. We talked about it a little bit. Should the show go on? Should it not go on?
The show must go
on. I see both sides of the story. People saying we shouldn't go because this thing with the journalist, what makes it look bad. But they have a contract to honor. They're trying to keep sports separate from politics. We want to give these people, the people that are buying tickets to this show, they didn't ask for their government to do this. They're not involved in any conspiracy. I know there's state-run media over there. They won't publicly say it for fear of, possibly getting retribution sort of thing, or retaliation, excuse me. But they're getting a show. I understand what they're trying to do over there. But I do understand the news coming out about John Cena and Daniel Bryan not wanting to go over there for their own reasons.
Yeah.
Cena, of course, is because he is in Hollywood now. We know how Hollywood works. If you have a bad political stance, you could lose money over it. You can lose jobs, which is crap.
Right.
But, if you're a good enough actor, get the job, And Cena, I can understand his stance. Plus, he went there for Greatest Royal Rumble. He did his thing. Just when you air Crown Jewel, don't put as many propaganda, stupid ads like you did Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm sick of the political ads we have now in this country around election season. My wife and I already voted. Can you take them off our TV now, please? It'd be great.
I think that should be a thing. It's like if you vote, then you have to look at them anymore.
Yeah, I should be able to opt out. It'd be nice.
I'm done. I did it.
But I can see that. I can see Daniel Bryan not wanting to go for his own reasons too. Maybe I don't know if he's worried about hostilities or the fact that his wife is not welcome there.
Yeah.
Plus, let's face it, if they wanted to retire Daniel Bryan and fire him, he'll be on Wrestle Kingdom now.
If they,
So yeah. But what I will give them props for is Renee Young is going to be calling this from the announce table.
I'm a little scared.
Well, I don't
I'm
know.
excited for her, but at the same time, I'm a little scared.
I would imagine security's going to be tight around her. I don't know how it is. You don't know how the culture is there, but there were plenty of women in the stands at Greatest Royal Rumble. There will be plenty there at Riyadh. I don't know what restrictions she's going to have as far as headdress. You've seen in the Middle East, some countries, women, if they're not from that country, they still have to wear some sort of shawl covering their hair. So I don't know how it's going to be, but I'm glad she's there.
Me too.
Yeah.
The show goes on. I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch because I don't agree. I'm going to watch. It's wrestling. I want to see what
maybe it's also a starting point of like, okay, we have one female.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe we can slowly...
Baby steps, exactly. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Titus O'Neil falling flat on his face this time because he's not on the card.
That was
great.
One
good thing that
was great though.
We're not going to get that.
That was great though.
The one thing I will say, regardless of all the controversy on this, in a few weeks it will be forgotten because that's the way wrestling goes. Yeah. There's no off season; it goes on.
And that's
after this, it's War Games and Survivor Series.
All this controversy surrounding Greatest Royal Rumble, and all everybody remembers is Titus O'Neil falling flat on his face. And
people haven't really talked about it though.
The BS finish of the Roman Reigns Lesnar cage match,
and that's where my anger of Greatest Royal Rumble.
So. Anyway, we're going to get into previewing it. We have, of course, the World Cup. We have 4 other matches besides the World Cup, so it's just 5 picks here. We're going to start first with the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Bar with Big Show in their corner against the New Day. Props to the New Day today on SmackDown as we're recording it for their Trick or Treat street fight. I don't think you saw SmackDown.
Oh my gosh,
God! I'm going to tell you, they came out as the Brood.
Yes.
Music and everything. Even they didn't come out.
I need to be at work.
They didn't come out under the flames. They had guys in full black bodysuits with orange things as pretending to be fire.
That was great.
Came out. Xavier Woods looks great as Edge.
Yeah, he was great.
Kofi as Christian.
Yeah, which I loved.
And Big E pulling off Gangrel
Yeah.
with the cup, with the spit. And
Yeah.
it was perfect.
I'm 5 years old because the mental image of that is making
They even
me
blood
laugh.
misted Big Show in the match. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm catching
my
that.
God. First of all, The Brood has probably the greatest entrance music
Yeah.
of all time.
I love that. I
Hands
still
down.
play that.
Yes.
One of my favorite wrestlers.
I think
of all time.
I might
Christian.
honestly, I might just download that on my phone. And tomorrow is Halloween. We're recording this the day before. I might walk into work with that music on right now. Tomorrow when I go into work. You should do that too when you walk in.
Nobody would know what's going on. My students would be like, "What is going on?"
That's the best part about
Yeah,
it.
that is actually the best part about
Just
that.
put some fangs into like you're a vampire. That'd be
You know,
great.
I'm just gonna go in there with the Undertaker music.
Yeah, just spit blood.
Really scare them.
Carry
Yeah.
a cup of like fruit juice and just carry around the goblet all day. Just
If you haven't watched it yet, I know the
think
video's
I'm
out
a
there
pimp.
online, but oh my god,
Look at
that's
it.
awesome.
what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
That I'm gonna get in trouble.
Only if they can prove you're a pimp. You know?
I'm not. So
Anyway, so the Bar versus the New Day. We'll start
Nowhere
with
near.
Tommy. Who are you picking for this?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bar. This is another. Well, how many times can we say it? The New Day losing means nothing.
yeah, it doesn't.
The New Day losing means absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
They lost the majority of this year. Who really noticed? Because they do stuff like that. I gotta go back and watch. But I'm picking the Bar. But
Yeah.
this is
We can watch
alliance-
that after this.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm good.
We'll throw it on
yeah,
DVR.
yeah, cool.
They have it on DVR.
Yeah.
So.
And this whole alliance with Big Show, I think, is just what is, I think someone posted it like he's like a toy. They had the switch of stuff to evil, like to flip it back to good.
Like when they reset
He's like a wind-up
Buzz
doll.
Lightyear
yeah,
in Toy Story 3.
exactly.
Just
So-
don't hit a Spanish switch. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be hilarious. But I just think the Bar, because like this whole little alliance is gonna go somewhere, and you know they're gonna have to make a big blow off. So I'm going the Bar.
All right, Tina, what you
I agree with him. I'm gonna go with the Bar as well. Same thing. I don't think it matters if New Day were to win. I mean, it doesn't hurt for the Bar to keep it either.
Yeah, I think the Bar would really suffer if they lost either, really.
Yeah.
But you know,
I do feel though that they need to start introducing more tag teams. Like not introducing, but put
bring
more
some
in.
more in?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're bringing some up.
Because I feel like
oddly
it's
enough, Raw
'cause I-
has them all right now. I think.
Yes,
Yeah, 'cause I
especially
feel
with
like-
AOP, but we'll see how the draft
I
goes
feel like it
after
just
that.
keeps going back and forth between the Bar and New Day, and it's just like
Yeah.
enough. Like no offense to them, I love
Yeah.
them, but it just needs a little different.
I'm also
story.
picking the Bar. I think the equalizer in this match is Big Show. He's going to be in the corner. With the Bar previously trying to get the titles away from the New Day. They always was the third member of the New Day at ringside getting involved somehow. So Big Show's going to be that equalizer. So
Yep.
next we have D-Generation X, Triple H and Shawn Michaels against the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Mayor Kane. I
Yeah,
say
Mayor
Mayor's
Kane.
the
That's
other
the
time.
person I'm surprised
Yeah,
is still
so-
going.
Hey, you know,
Well, I guess he can claim
money,
it's
money.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I go, he can claim that it's Kane and not Glenn Jacobs going. I guess.
is it any wonder?
Didn't
with
they
the
donate
shirt
money
that I'm
or
wearing?
something?
I think donated to Knox County, Tennessee, which he's the mayor of, to allow him to
Just
do
to allow him
that.
to stay for that.
That or he hasn't fully taken off. I don't know the I don't know the.
I don't know how that
details
works
behind
either,
it, but
yeah.
he's going. That's the thing.
Yep.
Judging by the shirt, I'm picking Shawn Michaels and Triple H DX. You know, Shawn.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, you know, he's coming out of retirement for maybe it's a one-off. I don't know, but at least the Undertaker's involved. But I think this is going to be awesome seeing the two of them together. Especially just being a big Shawn Michaels guy.
Yeah.
The shirt. I was at Shawn Michaels Appreciation Night, so
I was there too, but didn't
So
get a
was I.
shirt.
Huh?
Yeah.
You were
I
there
w-
too?
I
was there
I didn't get a
too.
shirt.
I was there
I think they were
too.
sold out.
I was there too, and I got a shirt. I just didn't want to wear the same shirt, so
So she.
I put this
She's
one.
going
aside.
out of nowhere.
I have my
nowhere.
Ember Moon shirt.
Like when
and
she
I'm
hit me
happy.
with the briefcase last week, it was out of nowhere.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, all right. Tina,
Boom.
I can vouch for that. Jeez.
I'm gonna go with the same. You know, D-Generation X, my favorite wrestler, probably ever, is Shawn Michaels.
arguably the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Arguably, yeah, for sure.
So,
Yep.
being that we live in San Antonio, also.
Yeah, that is that too.
Tommy?
This one's really hard for me. But I honestly, I think I'm going to go with DX as well because I think this is going to set something up. Well, first of all, Kane's already. I mean, he's pretty much almost out. You know, he's winding down with his career before he takes over and sets Knox County on fire on a regular basis. And
I hope not, literally.
Well,
Don't piss him off.
I mean, he's mayor now. What are they going to
Yeah,
do?
you know.
That's true.
Mr. Mayor, we object. He'll just choke something out the window.
Yeah, that's true.
Anybody else want to object? We're good. We like fire. But
Choke slam his opponent to hell.
yeah, so Yeah, I'm going with DX. I think Triple H. I think even if it is a one-off for Sean, it's going to be a one-off that'll be worth it for him. One last show.
Yep. Now the WWE World Cup.
With no one from the rest of the world.
To name the greatest, best in the world, please.
I can't help it. That's just funny.
Because they say it's the WWE World Cup to find out who's the best in the world.
But there's no one else from the rest of the world in it. Everybody's from the United States.
Yeah, everyone's from the United States. What is up with that?
Yeah.
Maybe they're
You got one guy under a mask, but he's really from San Diego.
I mean, I was going to say that. Like, you have one, Mexican in there, but he's not really Mexican. He's
Is this really a World
from
Cup?
San Diego.
Give me
There's a
El
black guy?
Hombre Sin Nombre.
Yeah, there is a black guy.
Yeah.
The rest is...
Hey, if the
Rest
World
is
Cup was
American.
all those guys Baron Corbin had.
Do we have any Canadians? No, no Canadians
No,
either.
no one's
Nope.
Canadian.
Dang.
All America.
All American.
America.
Yep. So
Oh, well.
we got a Raw side, we got a
Here's what it
SmackDown
is.
side of this bracket. Now, interesting to note on SmackDown, Shane McMahon told Miz, Jeff Hardy, Mysterio, and Randy Orton that if either one of them made it to the final and lost to a Raw superstar, they would be fired. So, just to add a little twist there.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go through and pick every single match.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of time. But we are probably going to pick who we think is going to win the whole thing. So, Tina, I'm going to start with you. Who do you think is going to win the whole World Cup?
Well, originally, I know Cena was supposed to be in it, and then, the whole thing happened, and they replaced Lashley.
Which isn't a bad replacement.
Not at all.
No, not at all. I'm actually going to have Lashley take on Mysterio
Okay.
in the final, and I'm going to have Lashley win,
Lashley wins.
and Mysterio gets fired, but gets moved to Raw.
If Mysterio gets fired, this is Mysterio we're talking about. He's like the one guy who Shane could say, "I'm going to fire the loser." Oh, it's you, Ray. Never mind.
I feel like they wanted Cena to win this because he's really big over there, probably. And since he can't go, they're gonna, have Leo Rush there just
Yeah,
being annoying, and
he's hilarious.
he distracts everyone. So I feel like he would probably distract Mysterio, and who else is he wrestling? Rollins. Yeah, and there's no need for Rollins to beat Lashley.
All right.
And so forth.
Tommy, who you got winning this?
Maybe it's a long shot.
Actually, I had picked Lashley to win the whole thing too.
Really?
Yeah, because I think
Lashley.
Oh my God, it's so
That's
annoying.
my Leo Rush impression.
So annoying.
Lashley.
he's so irritating. Oh my god! And I've met,
But it
Leo.
works.
Yeah, the funny part is I've met Leo Rush when he was in Wrestle Circus. I met him. Nice guy. God, he's irritating right now.
He's so annoying.
Yep.
I keep telling him, why does he keep saying it like that? And he's like, it's because he's trying to annoy
Funny,
you.
she got home from work. I had Raw on yesterday. Kids
she's
are already in bed.
Lashley.
She walks in. As soon as she opens the door, Lashley. She's like, oh my God. I thought she was going to walk right back out and just go back to work.
It's just so annoying.
She walks in the house, go back to work with annoying teenagers. Hear him say
Well,
Lashley.
yeah, and I got to
teenagers.
work late last night because we had a steam night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Teacher.
So I'm a
Science,
teacher.
yeah.
Science, technology,
Yep, yep.
engineering, art, math.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, Lashley because I don't know.
Just came on the
I think he's gonna be that. He's like one of the new guys that they need as the crowning heel at the moment. Him, Drew McIntyre. They're like the crowning heels at the moment. So I think that's why he's gonna take this one.
So you're picking Lashley. Who do you think would get fired from SmackDown in that scenario?
Honestly, though, for that, excuse me, I'm going with either Jeff Hardy or The Miz. Honestly, for SmackDown. And I'm thinking not The Miz because he's going to still be around on SmackDown for the whole Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles thing. Like, I still think you guys
So you're
are right
thinking
about.
Hardy?
So I'm
maybe?
thinking Hardy will lose and he'll go to Raw,
Okay.
because, Jeff Hardy, he's been fired from so many companies at this point and shows up somewhere else that
He's like, eh?
He's like Raven.
What's another one?
Raven got fired every week from somewhere and still showed up at the very other company the same week, the same day.
Yeah.
Because I think he got fired from WCW one day and was at ECW the next.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I am picking The Miz to win this whole thing.
What?
Here's why. Yeah.
I
How
mean-
do you make
I
an
mean-
obnoxious...
I don't even know who you are.
How do you make an obnoxious top heel even more obnoxious?
Make him win a championship.
Make him win
Yeah.
Make him win a
Tournament.
championship.
Damn
and
it, you're right.
That says he is the best in the world.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, he can go
Never.
with
declaring himself
he
the
can
best
go
in
with
the
that
world.
so far. You're right.
Yes.
We will never hear the end of it if he wins the World Cup.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is going to parallel him into a title shot against...
You know what will be even worse? is if Kurt Angle makes it to the final and he beats Kurt Angle, Jesus, take the wheel now because we've already lost if The Miz wins this whole thing.
Yeah. I could see Kurt Angle getting
He'll have
there.
a shirt made saying it.
Here's the thing. I think Seth Rollins is going to get there on the Raw side,
Wow.
and Dean Ambrose is going to cost him the match.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
See,
That is where I hope on.
I thought Dean was going to cost him the match, but like way earlier. This is why I said Lashley for the finals. But you're right. That could happen too.
I could see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I don't think anybody's getting fired from SmackDown anyway. But the Miz,
Which is crazy because I'm wearing an Orton
if you
shirt.
hated
And I
the
didn't even
Miz
pick him.
now, and he wins this
And I hate
tournament,
the
you're
Miz
going to
now.
hate him more.
I hate the Miz as a character, but overall, Mike Mizanin, what he's done with this role, I
Yes.
can't help but love him.
Yeah.
It's like I hate the Miz, but the man who's portraying him and all he's done with his career, God bless you, Mike Mizanin. You've earned a Hall of Fame spot in my heart.
Oh my gosh.
Very
He
much.
really has. I mean, he's a great heel.
I
So,
mean, everyone says that he was one of the best intercontinental champions.
he's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett gave him props in his Jeff Jarrett gave him props in his Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah.
And then, and
So-
Seth Rollins said it in an interview too.
Yeah.
He did a lot to
made
raise
it meaningful
the belt.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see that. Yeah.
Yep. Now the Universal Championship, currently held by Vacant,
Yeah,
Vacant.
Vacant.
Bacon guy again.
Vacant came back with a vengeance. On
doesn't
this
even
one.
get to defend this in a triple threat or anything.
That's a bull kind of booking,
Now,
man.
Poor
it's,
Vacant.
It's Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. Of course, Roman Reigns was going to be defending it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately he's out battling leukemia with you, Roman.
Pressure Roman.
There was rumors that Drew McIntyre could get it added to this match, but based on what's happened on Raw and SmackDown, that's not there. So it is straight up a one-on-one match. I'm going to go ahead and go first, and you know what? I think, I hate to say it, but I think Brock Lesnar's going to win this one.
I will end you where you sit.
Here's what I think is Lesnar's going to win, and I think he's going to lose it probably going into Survivor Series. There's always this talk about him going to UFC sometime next year. Could happen, but I don't think Strowman's going to get the big win. I don't think the people in Saudi Arabia would appreciate that as much as they would here in this country. So just as far as what's built up,
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think some people I've interviewed, like when they were talking to people in Saudi Arabia, they're still watching older wrestling. I don't know if they're just delayed or something like that. So
Probably just all they could get at that point.
But I am picking Lesnar, unfortunately. We'll see. Strowman hasn't proven that he can beat Lesnar yet, and the build-up for this one-on-one match just wasn't quite enough for me to sell that Strowman's going to do it yet. I think that's coming down the line, but you need a full-on build-up to a big pay-per-view for that to happen, so the payoff is huge. So, Tommy, who you got?
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
Because I cannot stand the idea of Brock Lesnar with that belt again. Because he already held it hostage for over a year and did nothing.
Just let Vacant keep it.
Yeah. At this point, I'd rather Vacant.
Let it be a double count out, and Vacant walks away.
Vacant's been a better champion. Vacant has had more title defenses with the Universal title. Vacant shows. Hey, you laugh. Vacant shows up every night.
Oh, man.
Every night, Vacant is always there.
Hey, whoa.
I'm so mad that I knocked the title belt over because Vacant. You can count on Vacant to be at every show. I don't care what's going on.
He's there waiting in the shadows.
Hey, even if Vacant doesn't have a match, he's ready.
He's Batman.
He is.
All right, Tina, who you got?
Braun Strowman. I can't
All right.
stand Brock.
Yeah.
Like, as a champion, I can't stand him. Like, I get the whole.
I get him as an attraction.
He's an attraction. He's, heel.
He's a special attraction, damn it.
I'm wondering if, maybe not this match, but I'm wondering if and when Paul Heyman will turn on him.
Survivor Series, if it happens.
If it happens.
Yeah.
The one thing I can see possibly happening, and this just occurred to me, that could happen where Braun wins, but it's kind of shady, is not necessarily that Paul turns, but what if Drew comes out to cost Braun the match, but accidentally gives a Claymore to Brock because Braun ducks out of the way.
I could see Drew coming out and
yeah.
knocking out Lesnar with the back turn, and just because he wants to challenge Strowman.
Yeah, because out of the two who you'd want to face, I'd rather face.
I'm gonna face the guy that always shows up.
Yeah,
True.
You have a better chance of getting a title shot against
And
the guy who'll be there to defend.
How are you gonna give it to somebody who didn't show up? Only on pay-per-views he showed up, and
even then,
and then you gave it to a guy who, Roman Reigns, who showed up pretty much every single time. And then the guy gets sick, no fault of his own. And and you want to give it back to the guy that never shows up.
I just
Like,
forget who's booking this crap.
true, but I just
Still.
my thinking was they would
he
give
got
it
a
to
lot
the,
of heat for it.
Yeah,
Shane, tell your sons to text their grandfather that they don't like that.
Yeah,
seriously,
exactly.
please.
Apparently they
That
do.
worked last
God,
time.
Yeah. So
I think they would just give it to Braun because he's the face heir apparent, because with Roman out of the picture and Seth dealing with Dean Ambrose, the guy that the crowd is clearly always behind is Braun Strowman. They were behind him when he was a heel. When he was with the Dogs of War, they were still cheering him. So
I think it'd be fine if he wins over there. I don't think it would be that much of a big deal.
yeah.
now the WWE Championship, we hope it's a main event. Probably won't be, because the World
Sad.
Cup, probably the World Cup final will be the main event. Just 'cause it's a
Probably.
long tournament.
I don't think so.
No, we'll see.
I think it'll still be Brock and Braun.
Yeah.
The way Vince
AJ
books
Styles defending against Samoa Joe. Now, this was originally supposed to be against Daniel Bryan, but as news come out, Daniel Bryan not wanting to go. So they had the match on SmackDown, and it was a classic.
It was great.
It was awesome. So,
Two of my favorite wrestlers
yeah.
ever.
Just the whole match was great. I mean, the crowd got surprised with it. It was I think part of the reason that AJ won is because
It's in Atlanta.
it's in Hotlanta. So,
Hotlanta.
Hotlanta, not far from
Gainesville,
it. Yeah,
Georgia.
Gainesville, Georgia. Yeah, go Falcons. All right. So we get AJ Styles. Joe attacked, of course, on SmackDown, attacked AJ and Daniel Bryan after the match. And AJ went to Paige asking for another shot at Joe. So we get AJ versus Joe for the 10 millionth time, and none of us are mad about it.
Yeah. This is the this,
Except maybe Saudi Arabia.
this is
Maybe
the
Saudi Arabia, but you know what?
They probably
Yeah.
wanted Daniel Bryan. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
yeah,
but-
this is the one match that repeats that I do not care if it repeats for the rest of forever. Yes.
Yeah.
Give me I'll take Joe and AJ versus over a lot of people any day.
Two best friends that like to beat the crap out of each other.
Well, that said, Tommy, who you picking?
This is a lot harder for me actually because usually when it was Joe and Brian, I was definitely going to go with AJ. I mean, Joe and Brian, AJ and Brian. I was going to go with AJ, but this was a little tougher because I don't know. It seems like this is a little bit more unpredictable than before.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with AJ. I'll say AJ because it looks like I still think they might set it up how you two said it with everything. But you never know. This could be the one fast when they pull on us. But
Yeah.
I'll go with AJ for now.
Yeah, I was back and forth on it too because you're coming basically 3 days out of SmackDown, flying across the country, and AJ coming off a pretty hard-hitting match against Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
But that being said, I am sticking with AJ on this, not just for my theory, which I want to be right. I mean, what guy doesn't? But you didn't really have much of a build-up around this. Joe was kind of thrown in as kind of a last-minute replacement.
AJ's coming up on the year as a champion.
Yeah, and honestly, this show it's basically a glorified house show at this point. So
really, well, yeah.
I'm thinking AJ's going to retain the title, and you're going to get into the main feuds. We're going to get into Survivor Series, Rumble, WrestleMania season. That's where it's really going to take off. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tina?
I agree with both of you. Then again, I still want my theory to be right.
Yeah.
Um,
We all like being right.
I think it's going to be a great match. It probably will steal the show. But I think that AJ's getting really close to beating that record.
Yeah.
And so why would you take it away from him when he's that close? It wouldn't make any sense. Now maybe Samoa gets pissed off at one point and hits him with a chair and gets DQ'd or something in that matter. But yeah, I just think AJ's going to keep it. So.
Yeah.
All right. And that's our preview of Crown Jewel. The event is this Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. The kickoff is at 10 a.m. If you really want to watch it, you can see it on demand on WWE Network, or you can just call in sick to watch it live. It's going to be taking place in King Saud University Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's a smaller venue that they had for the Greatest Royal Rumble in Jeddah. I think there's only seats about 25,000, but this crowd is starved for attention. So I'm hoping for a good show, a lot less propaganda. And again, congrats to Renee Young. You have earned this.
They should have Braun Strowman go with her everywhere she goes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say, just please take care of yourself.
Yes. Or I'm sure her husband will be by her side as much as he can, too.
Yeah,
So.
that too.
So that's our show for today. Our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast. Send us your comment, what you thought of what you're thinking of Crown Jewel after it happens, and we'll read some of those when we recap Crown Jewel next week. You can also leave our comments here on this video on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel for more WrestleCast episodes.
Press that button. Press that button.
Press the button. With that,
Hit
I'm
the
your
bell.
host, JC. Right here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
And my beautiful wife, Tina.
Bye, guys.
And as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.